I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brad, and I love Hallmark mystery.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark and Mystery.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark mysteries. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark
Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Dan and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody.
All of it?
Welcome back.
Oh, boy. I don't even want to. God. All right. I just keep trying to get more out of this. I should be drinking yours. It's
great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Yeah.
Great to be here. Welcome back.
You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
No, not
Brand?
today.
This is it.
Nowhere else?
Today on
This
Wednesday.
is the big show.
Thursday?
Hannah Swensen's 13th movie.
Is it?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
You
I
might
don't
be
know.
close.
I know that it's Allison Sweeney's 30th.
What day is today?
Wow.
What day is today?
That's
Is today Wednesday,
great.
Aaron?
Today's Wednesday.
Today is
Thursday.
Today
Wednesday.
is.
It is.
I know days are hard.
Today
Days
is
are-
Wednesday.
days are
Today is
impossible.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Which is wonderful. That means that
Kids are definitely back in school.
No.
so the
for
Yankees are playing tonight.
That's right.
Oh, they are.
split with the Royals,
So, they
and
split.
they are trying to get.
So you said there's no place you'd rather be than right here talking about Hannah Swensen. So if I gave
It's the
you
morning. It's the
I know,
morning. Yes.
but let's say last night. How about hypothetically, I
Okay.
gave you tickets
to
and
a game in Kansas City.
Yes, you can go to Kansas City.
And I
Here's
can
all
fly out.
all expense paid.
I'm going to do this
Also
at 6
you
a.m.
have-
and I'm going to
but
get
you
on
have
the,
to miss it. The flight is
Then I'm
for.
going to miss it. Then I'm going to miss it. You're right.
Oh.
So I would rather be there, but I'm not.
You
there's no
lie.
Yeah, you lie.
You
No.
let your words matter.
No, you've changed the rules. There's no place I'd rather be at 6 in the morning than right here with my best buds recording a little Hannah Swensen. That's a fact. But if I have to miss it in order to be somewhere else at a different time, then I will.
All you can eat.
Yeah, you're right.
Donuts.
Yeah, donuts at 6 a.m.
At
I'm
6 a.m.
probably
at
out.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
But
If anybody wants to fly me to Kansas City, I'd be happy to go on Wednesday. Actually, it'd be it'd be my wife might murder me, but it's okay.
Oh,
yeah. We
it's
supposed to leave on
okay.
30. Yeah, I mean, you said it's
Kansas
okay.
City, pretty big
Yeah,
town.
Yeah. If they make the World
I don't
Series,
know.
I'm going this year though.
Gonna
I've
get
already
murdered in a big
Really?
town?
Yes.
Whoa, really?
If the Yankees make the World Series, I'm going to go. Either to New York or to wherever whomever they're playing against.
Either to New York or New York, the Mets.
Is that what it's going to
would
be?
that be now? That
Can I
would be
tell
tough
you?
to get tickets at that point. I
Yeah.
think.
That'd be fun though. The Mets,
know.
listen, the Mets are hard to cheer against right now. I don't know if they're hard for you to cheer. I feel like you.
No, I'm fine with the Mets.
Okay,
I don't
great.
care about the Mets.
That'd
As
be
long as the
fun.
Astros didn't win, I
Yeah.
don't really care. And
that'd
the
be
Astros are
fun.
out.
That'd be fun.
Oh, a Subway Series World Series would Dodgers
has it ever
Yankees.
happened? Has it ever happened?
Yes, yeah. 99, or
year?
2000, one of those.
So
two.
pretty
I think
recently,
it was
actually.
90,
Well,
it might have been
24 years.
99. And it was either 99 or 2000, and the Yankees won.
Easy.
Yeah, easy, no problem. Dodgers Yankees would be one for me, and then after that Subway Series, Mets Yankees would be two. Those are my two options that I would like.
What about Yankees v. Crandall?
Oh, we wouldn't stand a chance.
I know.
Crandall is what a team. What a
that home
team
field?
they are fielding this year.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. It's great to be back here today on a Wednesday.
We don't wanna be anywhere
There's no
else.
place we'd rather
Yeah,
be.
and I think we said that. And I think we covered that. Hump
we
day.
are. It is Hump Day. We're a week and 2 days away from
Happy
the marathon.
October, Brad.
And thank you so much. And I can't wait for the marathon. I can't
Oh,
wait for
yeah.
it. It is
Mere
hard to
days
believe.
away at this point.
I know. It's hard to believe. It's going to be so much fun. We've got so much planned. And it all gets started at 6 p.m. Eastern on the 18th. And we'll hope you join us for as much as you can. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be raising money local. There's a lot
That's right.
going on.
A lot going on locally. So we've shifted gears
That's
a bit,
right.
and we're gonna be raising money to help folks out
That's
that
right.
are gonna still need help.
Yeah.
In Asheville, the Western Carolinas outside of Asheville, they're thinking in terms of weeks, months, and years on recovery of infrastructure. And so, we know that it's not a national organization that we're going to be helping this time. We're going to be helping folks that are close to us because you help folks that need help. That's how that
That's
works.
right.
So that's the plan, and we hope you are excited to watch with us and hang out. We're going to be making cookies. We're going to be drafting movies. We're going to be opening presents. We're going to be eating a ton of food. And we hope you watch, celebrate the kickoff to the season in the middle of autumn, and give generously and help folks in need.
Yes.
We'd love it.
Dan, and I'll tease it out a little bit more. Dan, you mentioned drafting movies. We are going to be kicking the marathon off by doing a draft of the 2024 movies. We're gonna each pick. I think it's 5
We're
movies.
each picking 5. That's
that we
correct.
think are going to be the best movies, and there's going to be a cumulative score at the end of the season, and one of the DTH hosts will be crowned the winner.
And we're
going
going
to
to have a
fun.
legit. We've got to talk about that, and we are open to ideas. We're going to have a legit prize for the winner. We need
Series
something
tickets?
like
World Series
Yeah, I think at the very least we
for
could
next
do,
year.
Yeah,
I know that's
yeah,
maybe not
yeah.
as exciting for you.
Yeah, that's right.
But we can't know until
So
the end
when
of
the
the
Cardinals
year.
play the Diamondbacks, it'll be
How
awesome
bummed would you
to go out
I
to
mean, I think you would never turn down World Series tickets,
Ever.
but
Ever.
you know, assuming the Yankees get there this year, which is a
thinking
big
of our
assumption.
other DTH hosts. Numerous folks in there would turn down.
I
World
just want to
Series
give a
tickets.
shout out really quickly, and I forgot to do it on Monday night or Monday's show with Alonzo. How much I adored his post on Facebook after Vandy won,
So,
beat Alabama.
the reason he
I loved it.
Posted
yes.
is because I texted him.
Oh, okay.
And I said, Alonzo, I know that you don't care about football at all, but your alma mater is about to do something
Yes.
rather historic. One of the biggest upsets in the history of football. Vanderbilt is beating
That's so
Alabama.
funny.
And his response to me on text was, "Oh, that's nice."
I
You can
love
hear
was
it.
perfect.
You can hear it.
I
Which is
love that
perfect.
he took that and he made it a status.
was
and
fantastic.
it was one of my favorite
Yeah.
favorite moments of the weekend.
right.
I can't believe I didn't bring it up on Monday. That's on me.
Oh.
Let's talk Hannah Swensen, shall we?
Swensen.
We shall.
Schwingen.
Yes.
Schwingen. A sprinkle.
We don't have anywhere to be. Give me 3 more.
A sprinkle of deceit is what
Liar.
we're talking about today.
Yep. I called Aaron a liar, not you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
There it is.
Hannah Swensen, a sprinkle of deceit.
A lot just happened.
Guys, listen. It's an easier show. It's an easier show to watch. It's hard when you're.
Philo.tv/DTH. That would clear
you
everything
get
up.
to kind of
100%.
see where everyone's at.
Yeah.
You know, it's like listening to a race on the radio, right? It's like, you know, you can do it. I know it's a podcast first. You can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, please still listen to our podcast. Like, please.
They
Try it.
have gone around the circle again. Oh, that's a biggie.
Brand just going after all NASCAR fans since we're here. Cool, dude. Really awesome.
Yeah. I know drivers. I almost said riders. I know drivers.
Riders too.
I taught a relatively famous driver, Jordan Anderson. Shout out, Jordan.
Shout out.
He's doing great, man.
Sponsored by.
City of Columbia.
How about that?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Cola.
Yeah, a lot with a bunch of other sponsors, but City of Columbia is one of his. At least it's been for a long time. Yeah.
Speaking of Columbia, Who, What, When, South Carolina
yeah.
Public Radio. Give it a listen. It's a lot of fun. Hannah Swensen, a sprinkle of deceit.
Swensen.
October 4th, 2024, and it went a little something like this. There's this woman. She's texting with someone about getting together. They're talking about it being risky.
Also, Volpe Foods. Jordan Anderson sponsored by Volpe Foods.
Oh, yeah.
VolpeFoods.com.
Shout out. That was
Are
free.
you sponsored too?
Personal promo code Jordan Anderson Racing /deck.
You
So
get
those
promos.
slash
No one
promo
gets
codes.
promos like Dan. He gets it. He gets it. They're talking about being risky and whatnot, and then she gets a text from an unknown number that says, "If you don't stop, I'm gonna get you." Then there's a knock at the door. Cut to Hannah. She's cutting a ton of coconuts. We find out that Hannah is expanding.
She's cutting a ton of coconuts.
We
Got her
find out.
credit card out.
We find out that
Lines of
Hannah.
coconuts.
$100 bills everywhere.
Ton of coconuts. We find out that Hannah is expanding to roasting her own coffee and is in a bigger space.
Yeah, congrats, Hannah.
It's huge.
He's
I was
really
pumped
doing it.
about that. Dan, what do you think about that?
He is.
He loves
out.
it.
Oh, no, movie magic.
So good, man.
That's why you gotta.
Unbelievable.
If you listen only,
It's unbelievable.
you gotta watch the show.
Look at the camera there. It's
Dan-
unbelievable.
Dan just went around the 4th turn and he's coming around.
There's the pace
Yeah,
car.
there he
It's
is.
out again.
There he is.
That's
Yellow
the
flag.
VolpeFoods.com promo code Jordan Anderson Racing /deck pace card.
That's right. The pace car
sponsor?
is
Yeah, it's
sponsored.
sponsored. Yeah, you would think the pace car has to
The
be.
pace car is
unbiased
sponsored by Jordan Anderson.
and so he might
Yeah.
he might be cheating. I don't know at this point.
That's-
Probably
Conflict of
he
interest for
wouldn't.
sure.
But I
there.
like that he's using his promo code though.
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
for
He wants
Volpe.
to
So
kick
that's
back.
nice. He wants it. It's an affiliate deal with Volpe. It's not a straight sponsorship.
Ooh, excellent.
They just
Smooth.
painted his car.
Wow.
But yeah,
Smooth.
he's got to move
And then
probably.
he gets a kickback.
Like Hannah Swensen in the coach.
She's cutting a
There's a
ton of
coconut.
coconut. We find out that Hannah. Oh, she's expanding. Yeah. Chad comes to get some free coffee because that's what you do when you are opening a bigger space. You give things out for free. It's the Hannah Swensen way. Her mom is like, "Could you just try with him a little bit?" And I honestly thought she was trying there, but get different of opinions. We find out that
different of opinions.
different
of opinions.
we find out that the woman at the beginning is
It's
that
only
she's not
episode 2, right?
There's a movie shooting in town, so Hannah and her mom go on set, and the drama on set is off the hook. The director comes over and asks Hannah's mom if she wants to be in the movie. It's going to go over great. Hannah is catering this reunion of sorts. This woman named Darcy is there. She's getting wild. She's the one from the beginning. Yeah?
Huh?
Which one? Sorry.
Darcy?
Darcy.
The one who dies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is the woman from the beginning. She's getting wild. She's getting turned. And yeah. And she was one of the ones that was causing drama on set.
Yeah.
Police officer Lonnie is there, and he agrees after a game of rock, paper, scissors to take her home. He's acting sketchy, though, and when he gets there, brings her inside, starts looking all around, and then he throws the keys into the doggy door, and he leaves. It's 12:08. We see the time. Hannah goes to her house to bring her, by her I mean Darcy, a hangover smoothie. And when she doesn't answer, they just go in. It's once again, it's Hannah. It's what she does. And once you know it, they find her. She is dead. She's dead. When it becomes clear that she was murdered, Chad thinks that they should investigate Lonnie, seeing as how he was the last person to see her alive. But he's a cop. You can't investigate a cop. That's what I learned. from
Watching J
Mysteries.
Mysteries.
That's right.
They're above the law. They're protected by the badge.
A 10-year-old next door to Darcy saw Lonnie be there for longer than Lonnie said. And as a 10-year-old who's up at 12:08, you got to take his word for these type of things. He also said that he saw an orange convertible over there just hanging out. But no one in town knows anything about no orange convertible. No one drives one of those. Darcy apparently used to work for this mechanic in town, but was fired for overcharging customers and pocketing the extra, which is literally what I always assume mechanics are doing when I bring my car. I don't know anything. You could tell me anything, and I just have to go with it. I'm sure you all mechanics are doing a great job. Then you're not
NASCAR fans and mechanics taking on the chin
I
this
think
evening
the
from
best
Brandon Gray.
thing about mechanics, though, is that they're not notaries. And
Yeah,
so
I think for sure.
at least they have worth and value. Then she accuses him, after getting fired, of harassment, and there's text messages to prove it. And he says, I didn't send those, but he is a suspect. The other suspect is Darcy's boyfriend. That's right, she had a boyfriend. They were in a fight at the party and ended up leaving early. Hannah keeps investigating, and it keeps not looking good for Lonnie. Sweet Lonnie.
Shalane.
That is until Hannah has a realization. You ready for this? White under an orange light looks orange.
Boy. Man.
So
You told me a 10-year-old messed that up?
10-year-old messed that up.
At
So she
midnight?
goes over
And
and
it took
she
her
says,
staring real close through a toaster oven or whatever that was.
hey, 10-year-old, do you think it's possible that since it was under the light that it made it look? And he says, "Sure, maybe." So now we think we're looking for a white convertible. We do know where one of those are. So she tracks it down, follows it, and it turns out to belong to, well, she thinks Brian.
Whoop.
was
Brian?
not
Not me.
Brian,
Not
who was
it.
one of the folks that was helping plan the reunion along with his wife, Michelle. Michelle shows up behind Hannah with a gun. Someone's got a gun. She confesses everything. Oh, sorry, it's Cass, not Michelle. I don't know why I wrote Michelle. It's
Michelle's her
Cass.
sister.
Yeah, Michelle's her sister. It's not her sister. It's Cass. And so she confesses everything. She knew that Brian was having an affair with Darcy, and so she followed Lonnie, snuck inside, looked at her phone, and when she confirmed the affair, she suffocated with her with a pillow. You know,
Classic.
we've all been there.
Classic
So,
Cass.
it's tough. Hannah bangs on the car so that the alarm goes off, allowing her to run away. Luckily, Chad is there and is able to save the day. He just kind of takes the gun out of her hand. You know, honestly, the most believable thing in this movie is Vic Webster just taking a gun out of someone's hands. After arresting her, Hannah and Chad exchange numbers, something apparently they've never done before.
Yeah, that was.
Well, it was news to all of us. And everyone.
I had to wait until they decide to bring it up
Yeah, they
in
bring it
a
up
scene
again.
and just talk about it.
That's right. Everyone makes up. They get fancy. They go to Hannah's mom's play. Hannah's mom, remember the thing in the from the
Got it
movie
going
earlier?
on.
She got a part in a local play, and so they went on the play. She doesn't talk, but the movie ends with Chad asking Hannah to go to dinner with him. That is a number and a dinner all in one night. And that, my friends, was
Hannah Swensen Mystery, a sprinkle of deceit.
We did it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down even more with 4 seconds. Here on
Take the Hallmark.
Here they go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Let's go racing. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about a Hannah Swensen mystery, a sprinkle
What's the hardest
of
turn at
deceit.
Daytona? Of the turns, which one? Is it turn 4? I've always said it's turn 4. Which turn's the hardest?
I mean, one's tricky.
One's tricky. It is. Out of the gate.
3's tough.
3 is tough.
Two's
Don't
easy.
though,
underestimate
2
two.
is the easiest.
2's easy.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's easy.
It's easy. Just look
It's
at it.
almost not even a turn.
Let's talk Hannah Swensen, shall we? This one's a sprinkle of deceit. Let's break it down with 4 seconds. We'll start with a hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. Hannah Swensen's been good to us over the years, Dana, because she has inspired Brian to try things and to
That's
bring
right.
in
Baked
good.
And so I'm
Sure.
sure he's
Cannot
brought
wait
us
to
a
see.
little surprise this
Although I don't
evening.
like coconut, so
Oh, that's what it was. So I just want to bring it
just don't
out.
even- don't even
Forget
bring it
it.
out.
Never mind then. Yeah, this one, you're right, Brand. Usually inspired by something in the movie. I didn't feel anything of the sorts, actually, with this. Like, they've really stepped away from the baking part and the recipe part and the variety of dessert things that they would present. Like,
Yes,
and that's
variety
kind of
of
a
dessert
bummer.
things.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I like that part of it. I liked her being in her bake shop, people coming to see her overhearing things, her making all these crazy different things. We don't really get as much of that anymore. And so, I don't know, this was just okay for me. I think her mom was, like, her snark was kind of the star for me in this one. Barbara Niven did a great job. And I don't like how Hannah now is just always out on the case. Like, she's...
Yeah.
Like the
She
police,
doesn't. Yeah.
the police are out there doing the stuff. Like she's running into them everywhere she goes. She doesn't need to do that too. I don't think so. I don't know. Usually it's like she was picking up where the police were leaving off or not. She was jumping ahead, and she's like barely ahead of them now. So I wish she would do more of the making cool recipes and talking about recipes. And she's got this brand new shop that she's not really in that much. So it was just, I don't know. It was just okay. More baking would be great. More recipes would be great.
Yeah, it's another situation where how am I to know? You know, how am I to know that Brian was having an affair with this woman?
You're right.
You know,
Yeah.
how am I to know
I
that?
actually thought that every time that Brian is on the screen with his wife, he talks about Darcy.
Okay.
So much so that I was sure that he did it.
Okay.
And was shocked to find out that his wife did it. I had that pegged from the beginning.
Interesting.
And I thought they set that up really well.
Okay.
But
okay.
that's just me.
No, that's
and he
great.
doesn't have a lot of scenes, but his scenes are They're so much an outlier to the rest of this movie. And every time he talks, he's like, oh, I'm sure Darcy's fine. I'm sure blah, blah, blah. Darcy really was a doll. She really was blah, blah, blah. It's pretty, in my opinion, I thought that they set that up
Okay,
pretty
so
well.
I had him as a suspect in so much as he's in the movie. I didn't pick up on any of that, but that's good to know that you did. You know, I just like, what am I like? How like what am I supposed to do here? Like, just be like, oh, that's. I bet I'm gonna make up an entire story about what's going on with no like real clues about his life and what
Yeah.
he's doing. And you know, maybe they should have upped the jealousy face of Cass. Like when he says that, there should be a give or something that would make me think, because like they get three pretty daggum good suspects, and I would have kind of just liked Lonnie to have done it.
Yeah.
But you know, I think this is, of the most recent ones, I stuck with this one for the longest.
Yeah.
It was moving at a good pace. Maybe it's because they had three good suspects that kind of kept me engaged with the plot of this movie. You know, the whole orange car thing.
That was something.
That wasn't my favorite twist in the world, but at least they tried with a twist, and so there you go. But yes, Barbara Niven is the star of this movie. She continues to be, and she always crushes. This movie was no exception. She's amazing, and she really delivered some really funny stuff in this movie. So more of that, you know, just give her a movie.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, Dano?
I notoriously hate the Hannah Swensen movies. I've never liked one. I think they're all terrible. I think this is my favorite of them. That is not a glowing recommendation for this movie, but I do think it's my favorite. Here are the reasons I think it's my favorite. Number one, contrary to what Brian told you, I love the fact that they lean in to Hannah Swensen. They make jokes about it.
Yeah,
when
do.
somebody
They
dies in this movie, they go, "Oh, not again."
That was
They-
different. Yeah.
They say it in the movie.
Yeah.
They joke. They joke all the time. They even go out of their way to show her baking early in the morning and going, "Baker's hours." They do that so that not only I know that she's never in the bakery, but the two things they do in this movie are they just acknowledge Hannah Swensen's never where she's supposed to be, and not because she's committing civil disobedience or because the cops are crooked, just because she's nosy. That's why, and that's fine. And then also she is a baker. She does bake things, and she doesn't have to be there. And they just lean into the absurdity that is that premise and how people just keep dropping like flies at everything she does. That's the first reason that I think this movie, I didn't like it, but I think it works better. Number two, cameo by Ashley Williams. I can't believe
That's
it got
right.
to me.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
The cameo by Ashley Williams is great. It's it's pitch perfect. It's very quick. She's hysterical. That's great. And then the mystery of it all. And then I like Vic Webster. I like him more than Cam Matheson. And I think the idea that he's a city prosecutor lends itself to some wait what's. But also like I like what he brings to these movies. And I thought that the mystery was fine. I don't like these movies. I don't like them. I think if you were with them from the beginning or you read the books, you love them and you have an attachment to them. Every time I watch one of these movies, I still think they move very slowly. It feels like they're just, the pace isn't there, and we're living in two worlds, neither of which fully developed or fully committed to. And every time I watch one, I'm like, why can't we have another Haunted Mysteries in G minor or Cases of Mystery Lane or whatever else that we've had? Like, there's so many other mystery wheels I would rather see than another Hannah Swensen movie. But of the ones I've seen, this is my favorite.
It is time for all the feels. We're talking about those feels, Brian.
In this one, they did. I don't remember them doing this before, but in this one, they did a couple of times where they threw out baking quotes, and those were a treat.
Yeah.
I really like
a
those.
treat. I see what you did there.
Very nice. So,
Do you have one?
yeah, obviously wrote those down.
Yeah, of course you did.
Jewelry is nice, but life is what you bake it. Not a bad one. Not a bad one.
Should have been on pun.
Yeah, Pun Hero.
Puntacular, yeah. There
Pun
it is.
time.
So
Pun time with the guys.
I thought they should have done a little more of that. The funny baking quotes is a nice touch. So a little sprinkle on top.
Sprinkle of deceit.
Yeah, well, cherry on top.
You
even.
mentioned the fact that they are finally alluding to the fact that she's just always around.
Yes,
isn't there?
it's great.
I loved when she's like, maybe she died of natural causes. And I think it's her sister that goes, when was the last time anyone has ever died of natural causes when you're involved? Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We're all thinking it. So thank you for tipping the hat.
I'm doubling down on this.
Nice. Go ahead.
Now that you guys have said the two things you've said, I just think that lends itself to this movie being a lot more enjoyable when they just fully welcome you to go. Hannah Swensen seems to be around a lot of dead people with her baked goods, and that's weird. And they did a great job with that. And so kudos to you guys for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
do want to
thanks.
shout, my feels is shout out to Brendan Zub. He is the director in this movie.
Probably Zuby,
we
right?
watched a movie called The Christmas Calendar where he plays a French guy in one of the most outrageously not French accents I've ever heard. And the thing about this guy is he's from Canada, and I honestly believe he's just here for a good time. He wants to do an accent. He wants to wrinkle a page. His accent in this movie was wild. And so now I'm just a Brendan Zub or Zub fan, however you say his name. I'm a Zub head.
There you
I'm
go.
a Zub
There you
head.
go.
That's my feels.
I'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the Wait What and the What the Hallmark here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everyone. It is great to be back talking to Hannah Swensen, Sprinkle of Deceit. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we talk about what this movie make go wait what.
Make go, wait, what?
Make go.
Where you go, make what, wait, what?
Who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy?
You a good boy?
You a good boy?
You got any Wait Whats?
Sure
All
do.
right, good boy.
My first one has stuck with me more than anything. Why are we giving Vic Webster normal size cups and coffee mugs? The guy, he drinks coffee, I think, twice in this movie, and each time it's like Andre the Giant. It is. Give him a supersized mug. Like the ratio of his hand to ceramic is it's
Hand
a
to ceramic ratio.
It's
Get you every
a
time.
joke. He is a massive human. They
He's a
can't
big
just
dude.
give him normal
Yeah.
props.
Yeah.
The multi-day outdoor commercial shoot has to cost a fortune. They are there like all week outside in the elements. It's a commercial. It's a single
perfect.
shot.
It's a one shot. It's a oneer. It's great.
for
It's
days.
a single cam artistic.
Single
art
cam
form.
artistic.
You
That's
You
right.
don't get it.
You don't understand. It's an indie commercial.
Yeah, I guess they're there for like whatever the elements throw at them. They're just gonna take
It's a perfume commercial. Those are always like, what's
Yeah.
going on there?
in the wind. The garage scene was ridiculous. You mentioned it, Bran. Like I wouldn't step foot in somebody's garage, like an auto mechanic's garage. I don't belong
no.
there. Like I do not belong there. Like they don't
The
want
worst
anybody.
way to go and talk to a mechanic is to walk into a garage with a car up on
When
a
he's
lift
got his head
to
in
be
the-
like,
yeah.
hey buddy, what's going on?
Yeah. Hey, can you just come take a look? It's like
No.
he's got 100 other cars
No.
to deal. Are you kidding me?
Can we
then-
talk about Barbara Niven's innuendos when she goes in there?
Yeah, sure.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Yeah, they went for it there.
They went for it.
They did.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. There was that was the other movie. There was a line in the other movie we did this
Great,
week
dude.
that
It's awesome.
I forget that.
Was
So-
that episode yesterday?
Yeah,
you
sure
can check
was,
that
man.
out wherever you listen to
So
pods.
the innuendo's not in it though, so I don't mention it. So don't go
Great.
looking for
So
it.
you can check it out and not hear it.
You would know if
You
you've
wanna do
already
it now, or-
listened. And also,
you got
wanna
to wait
give
what
the-
for Apple Hill? You need to get off your chest?
No,
here?
man, no,
Okay.
I'm fine. Glenn, now I'm just gonna be thinking about Glenn
Sweet, it's a
McCoy
dynamite
is
drop in
the,
breath.
Say it at some point in this episode, but don't tell us what it is,
great.
and we'll try to
Glenn McCoy is so he's working on the car. He's the mechanic, and she's talking to him, and oh, this was when Hannah shows up. He's eating. He grabs the cookie with his
Dude,
greasy,
I
filthy
couldn't
hands.
believe he did that.
Unreal. Like,
I'm not a germaphobe. This guy's hands have oil and
just
grease
days
coated.
of grease.
And he
It
just-
didn't even like I have no doubt that happens.
That's what happens,
I have
you think
no
so?
doubt.
Man.
If you
boy.
work with oil,
Not even a
oil-
rag.
If you work with
A
oil,
rag?
all
No,
the
you have a
time,
rag in your pocket and you
100%.
wipe your hand
probably.
off.
But you know,
and
I
then
bet
you
there's
go.
some guys out there who's be like, whatever.
I'm not saying they go over and get the dial and they scrub up like they're having surgery,
Dude,
but
they put the dial, they put it on the ducts, and if you
I think
can,
that's
Spick
is
and
that Dawn,
span.
I believe.
okay.
Yeah,
let's talk
The
about the
dial
ducks.
back and
Dial
get to
control,
Dial
Dawn.
back and
yes.
get to Dawn
Dial
because
wishes.
they can
Yeah,
get
dial
it.
wishes.
promo
I
code
don't
Deck.
I don't even
know.
want to talk about joy.
I don't know how
Palm
Dawn-
Aid.
I don't know how Dawn, secured the right to ducks in need, but they did,
They did.
and it gets
Yeah.
me every time.
Yeah.
So just gross.
Yeah.
Not a single guest. This should have been a huge tip off. Not a single guest at the Princess and P B&B. Like
Not a one.
they're there hosting. They keep talking about all the stuff they're doing. They're doing
Yeah.
all this work. Not a guest. Like Just have somebody walk by in
They
the background.
can't get a loan either because they
bad
gave
name.
one
It's
to old
all-
Aaron
yeah,
Campbell.
well, these people didn't meet the criteria, so and yeah, I think I'll stop right there.
Let's get to mine. So they keep talking early on, like about how early it is. You know, it's baker's hours. It's early in the morning. Man, you're here early. Wow, you're really working. You're here. How long you been working? There's so many stuff here. It's so early, and yet she goes, "I gotta get this hangover smoothie to this lady
Right now.
It's a hangover smoothie. Wait,
right.
like a little bit. Like it's either really early. If it's as early as they are alluding to it as being, it's too early for a hangover smoothie. Like, just give it some time. Just give it an hour or two. Just wait. Pump the brakes, pal. She might not be awake. And I've never been in a situation where I think, okay, I'm going to bring somebody a hangover smoothie, and if they don't knock, I'm gonna go in. Especially someone I don't really know
At all.
I don't really like. That is such a crazy thing to do. The amount of times that Hannah just goes into places that she doesn't belong is insane.
I am 100% okay with good trouble. I am like, if you don't believe that the authority is doing what's right, you take matters in your own hands and like represent yourself. What she is doing is caution in the wind. Is like what, like the fact that she's not dead yet is shocking to me. The number of times she trespasses on places where there is not an ounce or a whiff of a crime has ever been committed here.
Right.
And she just goes. And not because the police, just because she wants to.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild out there.
And then, like, how long did she follow the convertible for? Because she starts and it's daytime.
And then at the
they
end,
get there,
it is
it's
pitch
nighttime.
black.
So
You got it.
Where, like, she just followed them to their house. Like,
Yeah.
that's a long
That's a
time.
long drive.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe that should have been. And also, how did did she say in the voicemail where she's going? Like, how did
he know?
Chad know to go there? Did you guys think about that at all?
I didn't think about that at all, but it makes she did give. She said white convertible.
Oh, and he looked
So
it up.
he looks
it up,
and then he
and he
found out
goes
where
to
the
the
address.
residence.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
wish.
yeah.
I bet she wished she had that information.
Yeah.
Didn't have to
That'd been nice.
follow
Yeah.
her for 5 hours. Dan.
Yeah, a cup of coffee is $1.50. Shout out to the bakery. She's not
Doing
even making
pretty
that
good.
coffee herself yet. $1.50. That's a really good price. Really, really good. It's not wait, what? Just wish I could get coffee for $1.50. That's it. The county prosecutor, not the city prosecutor, which would be bad. The prosecutor of the county is checking permits for a TV commercial.
That was weird.
It not only is it weird, I would like having recently been on set and the number of people that could stop by and bother you. For the county prosecutor, that it couldn't be more out of, and maybe I'm wrong. If you're a lawyer, please let me know. It seems like that is just light years out of your jurisdiction. And if I'm making a movie and the county prosecutor shows up, I'm going to be like, hey, it's a closed set. Unless you have a reason or what we call a warrant to be here, you cannot be here. You're not an investigator. You're not a police officer. You're a lawyer that works for the county. What are you doing on my television set? Get off the set right now, please, or not please. Whatever it takes. Get off the set.
His excuse is
Be a
just
buddy and get off
yeah,
the
just
set.
be a buddy.
his excuse is it's a small town.
It's a small town. I got to do a lot of stuff. But you're not even the town prosecutor. You're the county prosecutor. You got the whole county to prosecute,
county.
bro. I'm
of
gonna go
permits.
check this permit because I want to. I need
Never
to
know.
see the. Can I see the permits? No, you cannot.
I
That would
thought
be
it
my
was
answer
so.
to you.
I thought it was so weird
Show
that
me
I
the
thought it
papers
was
for
going to
the
come.
permits.
I thought it was going to come back.
And it didn't. And it didn't. That was what killed me about it, I think. I may have misunderstood this somewhere, but if I don't, please someone explain to me Michelle's character in this movie, who is Hannah's sister.
Hannah's sister
Also dates Lonnie
dates Lonnie.
and also works at the bakery.
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
Has been in 5 of these movies. I did look that up.
Yeah,
She is at Lonnie's
yeah,
high school reunion
right.
in town.
Yes,
She knows no one. She's been working at this bakery for at least 5 years, 6 years. She's been dating Lonnie.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm in a room full of people and I know no one. I just don't know how that's possible.
Everybody's from out of town. Everybody at the high school moved away. After high school.
She has lived in this town for almost, I can assume a decade. I don't know. She's been in town for a long time.
He's saying all of the high school people, they all moved away.
But there's people that work there.
Yeah, just those people.
Yeah.
And there's people that go in the bakery. Hannah knows everybody that comes in the bakery.
Yeah, that's true.
She's always talking about all these people. How does Hannah know everybody and Michelle know no one that goes to the bakery?
Short-term.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know a lot
I'm
of
getting
people.
word on the chat Michelle doesn't work in the bakery.
She's more of a hermit.
She's
just
more of a
around a
hermit.
lot.
She's just there
doesn't
and
know
lives in
anybody.
town and dates Lonnie. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. But she will die in a small town. That's really
Well-
good. I like it. Great.
There's no way for you to
There's no-
possibly know.
Yeah,
Emily,
I will though, and
that
I
was
do know
something we
that,
don't.
and we don't have time to talk about it. There's just no way this convertible gets away this easily. There's no one in the car. Hannah is walking up to the car. A pickup truck drives by and very briefly obstructs her vision, and then after the pickup truck moves, that car, whoever's in the convertible has run, jumped in, backed out of a crowded parking lot, and taken off. No way.
That's the second turn for you.
Yeah, that's
Just
it. Yeah,
right
yeah.
ar- not even a problem. Just right around.
But this is the biggest one of the whole movie. Hannah Swensen confronts the killer in the black of night after following her all day, as Bran pointed out.
Ran out of gas.
Cass is married to Brian. Brian was having an affair with Darcy. Brian is in the house. We see Brian's silhouette walking in the house. Cass shows up outside of the house, holds the gun to Hannah, says, Brian didn't even know about this. I did this. Brian doesn't even know. She says it twice. And then, bang, gunshot. She shoots the gun. Brian, in the house, doesn't hear it. Doesn't come out. Nothing's wrong. Just a random
He doesn't want any part of that.
gunshot.
Maybe he
10
came out
feet
of it.
from my
Like they
front
do
door.
run into the woods.
But she shoots the gun right by the door.
Yeah.
She shoots the gun right. We never see him again.
I wouldn't.
I'd go right to bed.
I
Dude,
gotta be honest
stay
with you.
inside.
My wife's car is outside, and I see her car is there, and I hear gunshot. I'm going out there.
Yeah, you're a hero.
Yeah, I love my wife.
I've been told my whole life, don't be the hero.
Let me ask you this. I don't actually know. This is maybe a what the Hallmark, but was she driving the car or was he?
She was driving the car.
that's a
How
good
do we? Do we
question.
know that?
We don't
Yes.
know, do we?
How do we know it?
I believe she references the fact that she was driving, or
I know she was driving it that night. Was she driving it to but your thing is like, if my wife pulled up in her car and I saw it, if I heard a gunshot, I'd come outside.
What you're saying is
he could have been driving the car,
he
come up.
drove,
Yes.
walks in,
Yes.
hears gunshot outside his door, knows his wife is on the premises, and doesn't go outside to check.
Maybe if he just got home, maybe he doesn't know where she is.
It's true. That's true. What if he doesn't
You
know
are
if she's even there?
100% checking outside, and I'm 99.9% sure the wife was driving away because she sees Hannah Swensen and peels off to go at the beginning of that. There's just no world where he is peeling off real quick out of that parking lot. That's right.
Maybe he went to get his gun.
Yeah.
Before he headed
Maybe he
outside.
went to go get his gun and it's in a
Yeah,
lock and
where
safe.
where it
box, and he
belongs.
can't,
It's in a
he can't
safe.
crack it.
That's right. But she has it.
Gotta
He
put
doesn't
those
know
suckers
that.
in safes.
100%.
It's time for what the Hallmark. So we talk about things that we would still like answers to, right?
I did a lot of work there last night. You know that. Even though Darcy is dead, somebody took out her trash. Who takes out the trash for the dead?
Oh, I see. Okay.
It took you so long.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Hannah shows up and goes through her trash, which is out on the curb where it belongs before trash day.
That's
Like,
right.
Who took out her trash?
Did Lonnie do it?
Why would
Charlotte's
Lonnie?
dealing.
Well, he shouldn't be over there messing around with trash. Just a weird, who's taking out her trash? Just a weird,
That's
weird
a really,
move.
I didn't think about this until
really good way. What the Hallmark?
Thanks, man.
until after the movie. But the movie starts with Darcy. She's texting, and then gets the text of, "Hey, if you don't stop, I'm a come at you." And then the doorbell rings, and she gets scared, and then that's the end of that. And I assumed that she had died, then and there. But obviously she didn't. She went to the party. Was that her boyfriend picking her up for the party? Like, what was that? That
I don't know, but you're right. I don't know.
They did it. I've seen enough of these to where I know, okay, doorbell, something bad's going to happen here. And then she ended up. She was at the party. that night. When was that? What was the clip at the beginning?
The beginning is weird.
Because it cuts to once again. She's cutting a lot. Hannah's cutting a lot of coconuts, and that's earlier in the day. She's
For
prepping.
the tower, for the things she takes.
She's
that
prepping
evening.
for the
Yes.
reunion.
Correct.
So there was for as many times as they've done. Present day, 5 hours ago, whatever it is, they didn't do any of that, and so it led me to be quite confused about what that ring at the bell. Ring at the bell.
Ring at the bell.
Ring
Ring
my
at the bell.
bell. Ring my bell.
Added to the playlist. What I had written down was, what do we have to do to stop making these? And I don't think that's really a nice one. My question is, what are these still popular? Do these still hit in the ratings? Because I just am, like, even the big fans of these movies, I think, that read the books, like, Sweeney's just doing her own thing at this point,
Yeah, these
right?
are different. These aren't tied to a book.
I just, can we, like, there's so many very creative ideas and so many creative voices out there that we could hear from. Are these a mainstay that I just am not on board with? Like,
Can
I
I
know
ask
that
a question? Maybe,
yeah.
you might know this, Aaron. Have any of these ever involved Hannah's baked goods being used for murder?
Huh. In the book, wasn't there like a poison type of thing or an allergy?
I think in the movies, there's like at one point they suspect it, like they were found, but I'm trying to remember if they.
If we're
But
going,
I'm also getting it confused with Curious Caterer. 'cause
Sure.
That one,
Yeah.
it is. So
yes. I'd like for there to
don't
be a real situation where Hannah is in quite the jam. Hannah, they've alluded, obviously Hannah's always around and she's always bringing people baked goods. If someone wanted to get rid of Hannah,
You could
just
poison
easily
the baked goods, yes.
Yeah.
utilize her baked goods for murder.
And frame her.
That'd be a great
yeah,
one there. Yeah.
I watch a
Frame
lot
her.
of these mystery wheels over and over again. I don't watch Hannah Swensen like at all.
Interesting.
You got to do them all
so-
at once. You saving them up?
No, like I watch them once when they
Yeah.
air, and then I like don't really go back. So my knowledge on this is
Sheila Calloway, our
Yeah.
resident Sleepy Kitty Paws, says that there's 2 more of these movies that
Yeah.
are definitely being made.
Yep. And that's fine.
So that's exciting
I
for
think
all
that
of us
we
here on
could
a
do
Sunday
like
night.
I think it'd be a great way
I
to
love it.
like, hey, Hannah's an actual suspect in this case, and Chad's in between a rock and a hard place there.
Sure is.
And we know with Lonnie, he's
They
proven.
have to have done a thing where she's a suspect before. I feel like we've watched it.
But I don't feel. I feel
It's
like
not with the baked goods.
it's
though.
not with the baked
Yeah.
goods, and I also feel like it's never lasted very long.
No,
For her to be a primary suspect,
She's always in the wrong place.
Yeah.
It'd be easy to make her a suspect.
the first one with Vic Webster. Isn't she like?
Yeah.
Is she a witness or is she being questioned?
she's
something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
she's
Yeah.
being questioned. Yeah, and he's like trying to tell her.
All right, see, I know something.
Yeah.
You sure do. Anyway, those are some ideas I have. We did, everybody. Congratulations. We'll be back next time with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.